So I literally finished up my lunch quickly and I ran up to my office in order to record this for you guys. So, okay. So my thoughts about sales and cold calling prospecting. I was looking at YouTube while eating lunch in order to learn more about how to do sales calls and how to do prospecting scripts and all that. It's nothing new. I'm well aware of how to do those things. The thing is, I really felt that I wanted to rehearse it. You know, it's good with rehearsal and repetition is all good. You know, I worked in B2C, B2B, and been in many sales calls. I've closed many clients. I've closed many sorts of buyers, whatever. I've sold a lot before, but the thing is, the major difference is that I've had so many resources when I was working there, right? So, for example, I had old scripts to look at. I had mentorships, I had coaches, I had people around me. I was run by colleagues that was selling. I was motivated. I was sitting in the sales departments, or I was sitting with the business developers, whatever. I learned so much from the other people and got so inspired, and I got so much motivation from them, and they taught me a lot. And I had mentors helping me. I could use them as a sounding board in order to brainstorm ideas on how to sales call. They trained me. We practiced a lot. I did it. I sold. I got feedback on my sales calls. They were listening to my live sales calls and giving me feedback. But now, I don't have any of that. Nothing. I'm sitting here by myself in my office, right, at home, my home office, doing the sales calls by myself, learning how to write the scripts for these specific products myself, coming up with an offer, coming up with a way to sell, coming up with strategies, tactics, all by myself. Now, why I'm telling you this is not for you to actually to be like, oh, it's so sad. No, this is a part of the entrepreneurial journey, I believe, and this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I want, right? So while working in those companies, I literally did not learn anything about how to come up with an own offer, right? I didn't form the strategies to offers myself. They were pre-existing from the company, done. They have tried by trial and error, and then come up with solutions, offers, and sales scripts, and then gave it to me, and then I iterated upon that, and then I did my sales calls, right? But the thing is, I missed the vital point of creating all by myself, the offers and all that. And that's what I wanted to reach out, because I'm so against the notion of that you need to be working at a company in order to start your own business. I don't believe that. I actually don't believe that. Now, it's kind of hypocritical because I have worked in different companies, right? I've learned how to conversate. I've learned how to sell a product that already exists. But that's the thing. It already exists. There's so much sales wiki in those companies. They have so much knowledge of what works and not, and they can coach me, and then I sell it, right? Because they give me the information, they give me the knowledge, they give me the coaching, the mentorship, and then they guide me in order to get sales calls, right? It's like riding a bike. While doing it by myself right now, I'm running this bike without those support wheels. I just go straight on, and then if I fall, I fall, but then I'll get up and try again. But while I was working at the companies, I had support wheels, right? So I'm not saying it's anything bad. It's not what I'm saying. I'm truly happy that I went through that journey. I learned so much, and I'm more confident. And yes, you get a lot of things through that, but I don't think it's a prerequisite for you to actually make it as an entrepreneur. I really don't. The reason why is because when you work at a company, there's so many pre-existing things. They made a trial and errors, and they have so much knowledge and experience, and they can guide you, right? If you become a business developer or a salesman or whatever, there's already a pre-existing offer that they've tried and it works, and they're selling that, right? But now I have to come up with my own offer. I have to come up with my own sales scripts, my strategies, and all that, and I have to coach and mentor myself. And in that way, I truly learn how to listen to the client, right? And all that is sales, and sales is only about understanding your client, the customer, the buyer. You understand the buyer of what their needs are, and then how you could help them, right? Sometimes you won't be able to help them, and then you should recognize that, and then you should leave them, right, and go for someone that needs your help. That's how sales works. You understand the problem, then you solve it. You have a viable solution to that problem. That's sales. But the thing is, working at different companies, I've never learned actually how to truly listen, right? I have a sales script, and they have pre-existing questions because they have the knowledge and experience from it, and that's fine, of course, but they also have the solutions, and they have the pre-existing answers to it. But now I have to come up by myself. And yes, you could say, well, sales is just understanding the customer and then solving that. Yeah, of course, but every sales call, I wouldn't say every sales call is unique, but there are of course some patterns, but those patterns might differ in some ways, and the conversation might not look exactly the same because no one is the same, right? There's so many different variables coming, whatever. So if you call someone and then you understand sales, then you will understand the problem, right? But how will you answer to those questions? How will you know if those questions that you're getting or the answers that you're getting, how are you gonna react and respond to those, right? Say, for example, I ask a question, okay, with the company I'm doing right now. Okay, I'll ask them, so where does your annotation team sit right now? Where do you create the data sets? Like the people making the data sets, where do they sit right now? Which country? There's a reason for me asking, but I'll tell you, and they'll be like, oh yeah, well, we sit in Sweden, it's nice because we have control of them and we can do quality assurance and blah, 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 quality security, whatever. Okay, the reason for me asking that question, where do you sit, in which country, the team that annotates the data, where they sit, is because I want to understand if we can solve their problem. Are they already using a pre-existing competitor, or are they doing it in-house by themselves? And if they're doing it by themselves, is it in Sweden or in somewhere in West? Because most likely if they do it in the West, or in Sweden, say, it's so expensive. It's extremely expensive. The workforce is extremely expensive, and there's no real way for you to do quality assurance and security and all that, right? And if you do, it will be costly. So there I understand, like I have the question because I understand the product now and I understand the demand, I understand the pains that the client might have, and therefore can ask qualified questions and get qualified answers. Then I understand the answer and then I can ask another question, right? That's sales. I understand them. But I never learned that while working at another company, and that's why I think it's so important that when you start your own company, you will, everyone says all the time and told me that you're gonna fail, or you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Yeah, that's a part of the thing, that's a part of the journey, trial and error. I should do those errors. I should try those things, make an error, and then adjust and iterate, and then make it better, and then succeed, right? You don't ride a bike by the first time. Maybe you do, but you'll probably fall 50 meters away, right? Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up in this is, because, by the way, I've caught a cold, it's ridiculous, and I'm gonna make calls, I'm gonna sound like, whoop. But the thing is, everyone that has told me before that I should work at the company, it is kind of a little ventilation rant. I will admit it. This is a ventilation rant, but it's still at the same time knowledge based, and I want to give you the information. So hang on with me, right? So the thing is, there's so many people that told me that I should work at a company, blah blah blah, become employed. Yeah, right? Because employed always solves the problems, right? Being employed, it's just pushing out the risk, and you're literally giving, either you're signing on your dream or you're signing on security, right? And those are probably not linked, right? They're probably not correlated. They're negative correlation between those. But yeah, they say that I should work at a company in order to understand the industries and how to sell and I've already worked at different companies doing sales. I understand sales. I understand how to talk. I understand, the conversation, how to do that. But you need to understand the product, the offering, and that's a completely different thing. So say, for example, if I would plan, okay, hypothetically, now I am in that position, but let's say hypothetically, person A wants to start a company, right? Should he or she start a company directly or work at another company? Well, it depends on what you want to learn, right? If you want to learn sales, yeah, maybe you should start your own company and do the sales from the grind, and just grind and do it by yourself. Or you can work at the other company and learn things. But the thing is that you will miss how to create the offer. You will probably not create the offer if you're not working at the startup, or I don't know if they're gonna launch a new product and you will be a part of that. Then maybe you would be able to learn how to create the offering then, and the solid groundwork. Most likely you won't. So the only thing that you're doing literally by becoming an employee is that you're just pushing forward the problem, right? You still haven't understood sales truly from the entrepreneurial perspective on how to form the offer, right? You haven't done it. You just pushed it forward, because if you're then gonna start a company 5 years later, there's no guarantee that you learned from this company actually the knowledge and the experience that you actually need in order to succeed in entrepreneurship. That is my opinion, and you might debate it. And if you have any debates about this, or if you really disagree, I really want to hear it, because I'm ready to take on just have a conversation, not a debate, but just a conversation. Because I am open-minded to learn more and new, and say that I'm wrong in some aspects, but this is something I truly believe in because it's based off my experience. So that would be version 1, right? You become an employee, and then you wait a little bit in order to learn, and then you start your own company. But the only thing I believe you've done is push the problem forward, right? You just procrastinated the thing. But what I instead believe is that, okay, either you work at this company, it's option B, work at this company for a short while just to understand the basics of things, and then you start your own company. Boom! You haven't pushed the problem forward that much, maybe 3 or 6 months, whatever, how long or how big of a learning curve you have, whatever. And a third option would be that you just instantly start your own company and you go through the pitfalls, and then trial by error, and then you probably will fail a lot. But then most likely, if you are truly an entrepreneur and you're open-minded, and by definition, in my book, what an entrepreneur is, then you will most likely succeed. That is my opinion. And that is why I think you should start your thing without waiting. You shouldn't wait. There's no need for you to wait, right? Make the call, start selling your product. You don't have to quit everything you're doing. There's no need for you to do that. You might as well not. Whatever, what works for you, just do you. But the thing is, do not rely upon other companies do not rely upon the notion that you need to work in a specific industry, whatever, in order to learn that industry, and then have all the skills ready, and then it will be just a Disney dream starting the company. It won't be a Disney dream. It won't. None the matter if you have started it by scratch without any previous or pre-existing industry knowledge, or if you work in another company and then you start a company. You will go through the pitfalls, and in my opinion, I would most rather have those pitfalls coming at me right now than wait for them further in the future and procrastinating it. If you liked this video, please like and hit the subscribe button. And obviously, I want to hear your thoughts about this. Just comment down in the comment section. I'm really interested and intrigued on hearing your perspectives. And maybe, who knows, maybe I can have a conversation with someone that's commenting or whatever. If you have any contrary beliefs, or if you have the same beliefs as me and you just want to have a conversation about me, just hit the comment and I want to hear it. I read through them. Anyways, thank you. Have a great day. Bye.